Hello, my name is Alice. I'm 9 years old and I live in London. Okay, so this photo is the posh part. We actually live somewhere over here. In reality, this is our street. Unless you are an Eskimo, now more correctly described as an Inuit, living far away in the northern polar region from eastern Siberia to Alaska. Or perhaps in a faraway tribe in the Amazon rainforest. Without any internet, early in 2020 most of the world went into lockdown due to the coronavirus. It may look pretty, but it's actually pretty lethal. As schools closed, life changed very much for us all, and I only got to see my friends on Roblox and sometimes in the park. This made me sad. Also, we had to be homeschooled. My daddy, who I love even more now because he shakes up the organic grape juice and lets me spoon off the froth, turns out pretty useless at homeschooling, so he came up with a plan. Oh, that's not actually me or my dad's. So we drove to the outskirts of town and we bought 3 one-week-old chicks. They were just so adorable. So my dad had an idea. This is my dad, by the way. He is dressed up as a rabbit for some reason. His idea was that I look after chicks and look up loads of things to keep them healthy and safe and record it in my chicken book. Practical homeschooling was the main reason. Other than a few months, we will hopefully get fresh eggs. I have been learning a lot, but actually, to tell the truth, Dad did pretty much all the hard work of cleaning them out. They have to be kept very warm in what they call a brooder, which is a safe container with water, chick grain called chick crumbs, and a special heat lamp. The brooder was covered with sawdust and straw, which has to be changed daily as they poo and wee a lot. After a short while, Dad had to make the brooder bigger as they grew. Chicks grow incredibly quickly. They are very nervous, but once you pick them up and stroke them gently, they soon relax, and I'm sure if they could, they would purr like a cat. While the chicks were growing in the brooder, we cleared a place in the garden to make a pen where we could put their house. A chicken's house is called a coop. The word coop comes from the Old English word kipe, meaning a small structure for confining birds. Thanks, Google. So this house type thing goes on top, like in this drawing. So after a few weeks, they were ready to move outside, and here I am with one of them in our garden. You can see now they are losing their chick fluff and growing feathers. Just look at the size of those feet. Dad and I loved to sit and watch the chickens wandering about, and some ways they remind me of dinosaurs with their huge feet and pecky beaks. No, Dad, not like that. Oh my God! Ah yes, this is more like it. The Gigantoraptor, which means gigantic thief. It lived 70 million years ago. That's even older than you, Daddy.
Oh, shush.
It was a bird-like dinosaur, a really big one. In fact, it was over 5 meters tall, 8 meters long, and weighed 1.5 tons. It was discovered in Mongolia in 2005. By all accounts, it was most probably an omnivore, which is an animal or person that eats both plant and animal foods, just like chickens today, and covered in feathers. This was one big bird. Okay, Dad, now you're just being silly. So now that the chickens are settled in the garden, let me tell you their names. This is Molly, and this is Edna, and lastly, this is Ingrid, named after my really lovely great-grandmother who we miss a lot. One problem we have noticed is that their feed is attracting a cheeky little mouse. This is what we currently feed them, and occasionally, as a treat, they get dried mealworms, which are yucky but a good source of protein. We have seen the mouse a few times, so we have had to put our heads together. This is our first chicken feeder. Fine when they were very, very young, but once outside in the garden, it is too easy for mice to access. Hanging it a foot off the ground doesn't work, as mice can jump higher than you may have imagined. So Dad got another chicken feeder, a nice rodent-proof design made in Germany. Problem here is chickens don't have a very high IQ, so we couldn't work out how to access the food. They are supposed to step on the plate to open the hopper, but the little clanky sound sends them running off. Chickens are fairly timid, hence the adjective chicken. Adding a photo of a chicken using this device proved utterly useless. Although chickens have a way better eyesight than us, with their amazing tetra-chromatic vision, they didn't seem to be able to understand this photo. However, coaxing with mealworms did the trick. Part 2 coming later. Watch this space.